listening to Fountain of Thought with your hosts, Dennis Fountain and Sunny Rain. One small step for man, one giant leap for America.
This show contains adult themes and language. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome, everyone, to the Fountain of Thought podcast, broadcasting from the Erickson Memorial Studios. This is the podcast where we talk about anything and everything. Leave us a voicemail at 413-612-8037. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter at TalkFOT, or visit our website at fountainofthought.com. Hey, Sonny! How you doing?
I'm just doing well. How are you?
Right. Just peachy keen.
Yeah, just top of the day.
Top of the day.
And guess what's going on outside?
It's raining.
Why? Because it's Podcast Friday.
It's Podcast Friday. It rains every Podcast Friday.
Well, anyway, I'd like to open up a little quick segment. I would like to call this A Question from My Small Sack.
A question from my small sack.
No,
Okay.
actually, I got an email over at talkfot2@gmail.com. And the question was directed to you. Does Dennis like to golf? And how good is he? Signed R.R. Lions from where?
Dennis does like to golf. It's been probably 10 years since Dennis has golfed. And he was,
What's
I could hold my own. I mean, I didn't need a handicap or anything, but I wasn't, I was no star. But I didn't, when I started golfing, I was with a bunch of guys in Lions, and they all golfed, and they invited me, and I said, I don't golf. No, everyone golfs. You can come out. And I said, no, dude, I don't golf. It's not something I do. And you can't go on the golf course and share clubs. You have to have your own club. So I'd never, got the expense of buying some clubs, but I went out and I bought a cheap set. I think I paid like $100 for them. And then I went golfing, and I found out that I really liked it. So I do like golfing, but I'm just a hack. I'm no Happy Gilmore.
I like it too myself. I'm pretty much close to Tiger Woods.
Really?
Just, maybe 3 million miles off, but
3 million.
Yeah.
3 million. Okay.
That reminds me of a joke.
It does?
Yes, it does. What's the difference between a golf ball and a G-spot?
I don't know. What's the difference?
Dennis will go out looking for a golf ball.
Uh-huh. All right. Well, if we're going that route, then I have one for you.
Oh, you do?
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I eat mop.
I eat mop who?
You eat your poo? Oh, that's so gross. All right. So I got to tell you, one's a funny story, one's not. Holly had, when she bought her new car, she bought her car. She didn't buy a new car, but for her it was a new car. She bought a used car. And she had to pay taxes on it, as does everybody else. So she bought the car. She paid the taxes at the registry, and, all happy stuff goes by. A year goes by, and she gets a letter in the mail that she owes taxes again, excise tax. And I called her and said, Holly, your tax bill came. What? Your taxes are here for your car. What? I says, the taxes on your car. I already paid my taxes. I went, no, it's a yearly tax, an excise tax. You have to pay taxes on your car. And she literally thought that I was lying to her. She thought this was the stupidest thing in the world, that she buys a used car, pays taxes on it. Not only did someone else already pay taxes on the same vehicle, but she's now paying taxes on it, but then every year she has to pay taxes again. She couldn't figure it out. So hold your thought. And then the other day in the mail, I got this big envelope from the IRS, and that's never a good sign. So I'm being audited, and they're disallowing all of my deductions, and I owe several thousands of dollars. So I'm not very happy. But this got me thinking about taxes. So I thought we'd talk today a little bit about taxes.
'Cause I'm the tax man. Yeah, I'm the tax man.
I have tons of stats and statistics, and I'm not going to read them in a list.
Oh, thank God.
But they're here in case you have a question or there's a question about it. But when you think about it, and you've said this to me before, I don't understand when I buy something new. I buy a brand new, and I got to pay a sales tax on it. All right, I get it. I pay my sales tax. But then why, when it gets resold, do you have to pay taxes on it again? The same item.
It's a big catch-22.
It doesn't make any sense. It's not right.
If you do like an annual tag sale,
Yeah.
but then you don't have to. But if you do a tag sale every weekend, then you'll be forced to pay sales
Well,
tax.
because it's a job then. It's work, and you have to pay taxes on that, of course.
But
yeah.
you can't. I don't understand the whole idea that you tax on something you buy and then you can get retaxed. Automobiles are the worst offenders.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Every time this car is sold, they
Yeah.
tax the damn car.
Yeah, over and over and over again.
Yeah, I don't get
And
that.
it's not cheap.
No, not
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
6.25%.
Yeah.
When you're buying a $5,000 used car, well, come on, that's a lot of
Yeah.
money.
So the tax code, do you know how long it is?
Long, complicated, and I don't even think they understand it.
They don't. 3.8 million words long. So if you took all of William Shakespeare's works, all of his plays, all of his books, if you took everything and you counted every word that's in William Shakespeare's works, you're only going to get 900,000 words.
That's a lot of bullshit.
That's a lot. Oh, and it takes the average taxpayer, according to the National Taxpayer Union, taxpayers spend more than 7.6 billion hours complying with their federal tax requirements. Why isn't there a flat tax? Why can't the government get together and just give us a flat tax? You know, you get a state tax and you get a Fed tax, and that's it.
Well, yeah, but get back to excise tax. Why is it that if you own a 2012 Z28, your excise tax is going to be twice as much as your Jeep, or vice versa?
Well, it's because it goes on the value of the vehicle.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's bullshit. Why don't they just do a flat tax on, like an inspection sticker? Every year you're going to pay this flat tax no matter what your car looks like, no matter what year it is.
I think what would be a good idea is once you buy it, if you buy it new, you have to pay the whatever tax. But then your excise tax should be a straight 5% or whatever.
Well, excise tax is basically a fee to use the roads in the town you live in.
Yeah, well, but you got all of those things. So, I'm going to get to that in a minute. But so 79 years ago, do you know how the Form 1040? Do you know how many pages it was?
3 pages.
2.
Yeah,
2 pages. That's workable. That's a workable thing. Today, it's 189 pages long. So our tax system is so complicated that back in 1998, Money Magazine, they had 46 different tax professionals do one tax return. All right, so they took my tax return, they sent it to 46 different people. Do you know how many different responses they got back?
No.
46.
Responses about what?
About what your tax return should be. You know, they deduct this, they deduct that.
So
what your
46
return
different ideas?
Yes, 46 different. Yes. Yep. So in 2015, PC World had 5 of the most popular tax preparation software websites prepare a tax return for a hypothetical household. Do you know how many came up with different results?
I'll go with 72.
No, 5.
Oh.
There were 5 different websites, and they gave it to 72.
I got to be honest.
Math is not your strong suit, is it?
I got to be honest. My mind had drifted because I looked up and realizing this thing's falling off our studio wall.
And you're easily distracted.
Oh, very easy distraction.
Yeah. So 5 different tax returns. It's just so complicated.
Well, let's take the basic stuff first, okay? They say, okay, you don't have to pay in Massachusetts. You don't have to pay taxes on food that you eat
Yes.
and clothing items that you wear.
Well, most items that you wear, accessories are taxed.
Yes, I know, jewelry, things like that. But
And
I'm
belts,
saying,
yeah.
Okay, but things you wear.
Yeah. Well, I wear a belt. That's always been a thing for me. I argue that.
Okay, well, you also wear a condom, but you get taxed on those, don't you? You get fucked for fucking.
Way to make it classy. Yeah, I suppose you do, but if you don't, then you're really going to get effed.
Now here's the real twist on this one.
There's a twist. Okay.
Yeah, you got services out there. Now services you can't tax on service. I know because I have.
You can tax a service charge,
See how complicated it gets?
but you can't tax a service.
Like if I go out and I letter somebody's stone,
Yeah.
it's a flat price and that's it.
Yeah.
Same if you go out and you were a clean one.
Yeah.
It's flat price. But you can't tax that.
Right.
But if I sell a monument, then it's tangible.
It's a right.
Okay, so the service is what services are not supposed to be taxed. But here, food is not supposed to be taxed. But if they cook it for you,
If they prepare it, that's correct.
but that's a service.
Yeah.
See how it is? It's just one big.
Oh, yeah.
It's all hypocritical.
Oh, this is, by the time the show is over, you're going to be flabbergasted. There are some people out there, and when I was in the movie theater, every kid that I hired came in, and I had to explain to them how the taxes work. You would think in school, like everything else we talk about, how to tell time, analog time, how to balance a checkbook, there should be something about not how to file taxes, but what is a tax? They come in and they look at their W-4s and they go, what's this? What do I do here? Because they have no understanding. They don't get it. If you have a paycheck, you get taxes taken out. Well, what's taken out? You get payroll deductions. So your federal tax comes out. A certain amount of money comes out of that. And that ranges different upon how much money you make, what group you're in. And I'm not going to go into all the details. You're going to get 10 to 40% taken out of your taxes. That's for the federal. Okay. They're also going to take a Social Security tax, and that's a 6.2% of your paycheck. Up to 110,000 is the maximum they can take out, but that's never going to happen. So they're going to add another 6.2%. You also have a Medicare tax. That's 1.45% of your wage, which is taken out. You have any local taxes that are taken out. Then you're going to have state taxes that are taken out, and those vary, obviously, by whatever state you live in. Let's just say that you have a median income, and I did the paperwork on this. So in Massachusetts, the median income is $64,859. In other words, that's the average yearly salary of somebody working in Massachusetts. Every state's different, but in Mass, it's just about $65,000.
Well, I'm not flying in that category.
Yeah, no. So now, that's the median income. So you're paying, get this, 31.7% in taxes. That's automatically deducted out of your paycheck. There is nothing you can do about that. It comes out. So that means for every dollar you make, 31.75 cents is taken out. Following me?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this is just a partial list. And this one I will read because I think this is important. This is a partial list of other taxes that you pay, and you may not know you pay this. All right. So there's a building permit tax. So if you put up a fence, a roof, a garbage disposal, a dishwasher, half of these things in towns, you have to pay a tax on it.
You got to pull a permit.
Yep. And there's taxes. That's a tax. Okay. There's a satellite television tax, a cigarette tax, a dog license tax, a fishing license tax, a food license tax, a gas tax, a gift tax, hunting tax, inheritance tax, internet tax, cable tax, liquor tax, luxury tax, marriage tax, property tax, recreational tax, toll booth tax, personal property tax, self-employment tax, school tax, cell phone tax, service charge tax, telephone, and this one, get this one. There's a telephone federal excise tax, telephone federal universal service fee tax, telephone minimum usage surcharge tax, telephone state and local tax, tire tax, toll bridge tax, toll tunnel tax, electricity tax, vehicle tax, amusement tax, restaurant tax, hazardous waste tax, transportation tax, sewer tax, water tax. Those are just some of the ones that I pay, and there are tons more. There's hundreds more, but those are just some that I pay. All right. So now, just bear with me for a minute. I get 31 cents, almost 32 cents taken out of my paycheck right off the bat. Now, every month, I have to pay some of these taxes, whether I like it or not, because I have these services. So every month, my cable, and I looked for mine, and this is what mine is. My cable and internet, I pay 9.82% in taxes. My satellite, 4.9% in taxes. My cell phone tax, get this, 15.13 tax. That's my percentage. Electricity, I pay 11.4% in taxes. So those are monthly things, my bills every month that I pay taxes on. And I could imagine that almost every other person in America has that exact same tax structure. Now, it's going to differ a little bit because, whether you have Dish Network or DirecTV or whatever, but they're all going to be approximately the same. So everybody in America is going to be the same as me. So now I got the 31.75 cents, which is coming from the feds in the state out of my paycheck. And every month I have to pay this tax. So if you add those up, the monthly tax is 3.43% or 31.43 cents out of every dollar. So just in taxes, nothing else. I'm getting nothing. Just in taxes, I'm paying 63.18% or, in everyday terms, for every dollar I make, 63.18 cents is taxes. So I get to keep a whole 37 cents out of every freaking dollar I make. Is that ludicrous or what? That is absolutely asinine. Think about that. We left England because we were getting taxation without representation. So that was the big deal. The Boston Tea Party and all of that stuff. We have representation, but it's not very good.
No,
they're not doing a good job.
When you look at the salaries of politicians and things like this, and they're always looking for raises and things, where do you think those raises are going to come from? They're going to come from taxes. Taxes is the only way you're going to get the money back into the White House.
That's where they
so they can distribute it amongst all themselves. The rich get rich, middle class struggle, and the poor stay poor. And that's the way America is.
Okay, so you brought up a good point about people in the White House and in the Congress and all that stuff making all that money, and I agree. It boggles my mind that people go into politics and they go into it broke. Well, all right, maybe not broke, but they're not rich, okay? But they leave millionaires. They have these $4.5 million mansions, and they're making $200,000 a year, and all of this money that they're making is ludicrous, and I don't mean the singer. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, and it shouldn't be right. You shouldn't go into politics. Listen, I'm not saying you can't make money. Everyone should make money. But you can't go into politics, relatively, average and then come out a multimillionaire.
But they do.
That's not right. Yeah. So in that same vein, I looked up some Trump stuff. All right. Trump's White House. Now they're talking about, I don't know. Did you hear about when Melania was in New York and Barron was still going to school there? So Melania, the first lady, stayed in New York because Barron was still in school, and she didn't want to pull him out of school and go to a different school. She wanted to complete his year, which I thought was the right thing to do. But she got criticized because of all the manpower, the money that it was costing to have the Secret Service keep an eye on them. Did you hear that, Beck?
No, but that's her right, and that's her
Yeah,
decision.
it was. They were going crazy. All right, so in Trump's White House, payroll is a leading indicator of a president's commitment to shrink the government, okay? So this is the projected 4-year savings on the White House payroll now that Donald Trump's in office. He cut it $22 million. He will save $22 million over Obama. Savings come from President Trump's refusal to take a salary, as well as big reductions in other areas, that the absence of czars, expense fellowships, and the spending on the First Lady of the United States. So here are some key findings. There are 110 fewer employees in the White House staff with Trump than there was Obama. $5.1 million in payroll savings over Obama. 19 fewer staffers are dedicated to the First Lady of the United States. Currently, she only has 5. Do you know how many staffers frickin' Michelle Obama had? 24.
She was ridiculous.
24. So it goes on, and then they even list the salaries compared to, and I won't go bore you everyone with all that, but they list the salaries that all of these assistants and all this stuff, and they're like $30,000. That's like normal. That's normal people pay. Obama's were $177,000, $187,000, $197,000. I'm reading them right here. They're crazy. They're off the charts. So it's just crazy. So while on the campaign trail, if you remember, Donald Trump said he's not going to take a salary that he doesn't want it. Well, the Constitution says he has to take it. He cannot not get paid to be president. But he's taking that money and he's just donating it. So the last one he donated was to the Department of Interior for construction and repairs of the military cemeteries. I thought you'd like that.
Yeah.
Way too much money. Taxes are incredible. When I make $1 and I only get to keep 37, and that's a lowball estimate too, because I'm not including other things. Like, here's one. I got, where'd it go? Gas tax. Do you know how much you're paying gas taxes?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
How much do you think your gas tax is? What do you think your...
In percentage?
Percentage or cents? What do you think?
13, 14 cents?
You're way off. In Massachusetts, we pay 44.94 cents per gallon. So 50 cents a gallon we pay. It's 5%. The U.S. average is 31 cents. And the federal tax is 18.4 cents. And then you have to add a state tax on it, and every state's different. Massachusetts is 26.54. So they're all different prices. They range from the lowest is $12. The most is not $12, 12 cents. The most is 45 cents. So I mean, everywhere you go, You're paying taxes on everything over and over and over again. And that's what's killing the economy. That's what's killing America. It's too much. It's too much.
And another thing we didn't touch on yet is real estate tax.
Oh, property tax.
Yeah. Okay. This is what gets me. Okay. Everybody sits there, an American dream. We want to buy our own home. Sure, you can own a home, but if you don't pay your taxes, guess what?
Yeah, you don't have a home.
You don't have a home. So
right.
basically, what are you doing? You're buying a home, but you have to rent for life the property that's going to sit on.
This is what I didn't know when we first bought the home. Because it was we also had PMI insurance, personal mortgage insurance, and that was in case we went belly up. All right, so you have to pay that. You have to have insurance on a house. You have to have it. If you have a loan, you have to have insurance. So you got to pay that as well. But there's a property tax, there's a sewer tax, there's a water tax. And I'm like, they don't tell you all these things. You'll get approved for a mortgage, and they say, all right, well, you can afford a $1,200 a month mortgage. You go, all right, cool, $1,200 a month. Then you sit there and you go, well, wait a minute, now I got to tack on another $600 a month for all these other expenses that I didn't know about. Mm-hmm. It's asinine. So that's why I say that 37 cents that I get to keep out of every dollar, that's not even realistic. But that's just showing you how much in taxes we pay.
Well, it's the same with cars too. You say you own a car. Sure, you own a car. But if you don't pay the taxes every year, you're not going to drive that car. Your license is going to be suspended. So once again you're renting through taxes.
Yeah.
The ability to drive and own a car.
Well, that's what your driver's license is. It's a tax. I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but it's a privilege that allows you to drive a vehicle. But all of this stuff and the excise tax is the privilege to own a vehicle.
And the thing is, you hear these stories, they talk about Amsterdam, where in that economy, they take half your salary and everything's free.
Yeah.
College, everything. And I've listened to people say, oh, that's ridiculous. I wouldn't work for that half. Add it up, people. Add it up. What you're paying is half.
More. More.
Or even more.
Well, Sonny, I'm down to more than 70% in taxes.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere along the line has to change something. And I think the only way you're going to change it is that if you go a flat tax route, I think that you'll make more money. And people say you won't.
Or at least a flat tax on certain things. Make it, I don't know if a flat tax is going to work on salaries, but, as far as, like I was saying earlier, excise tax, property tax, things like that should be just a flat rate that you have to pay, basically rent to the town.
All right, well, what if I have a one-bedroom cottage in the middle of nowhere, but then I have a $10 million mansion that sits on 500 acres of land?
I get your point. Yeah, that's true.
So,
that's why. How many pages again? That's
why. I know, but
because everybody comes up with an idea, they think it's going to work. It doesn't work.
But do you know why you're taxed to death on everything? It's because there's not enough money, so they got to come up with a new way to get more money. And I think what's happening is if you look at
tax the drug dealers,
pot and everything else should be taxed, but. If you sit there and go for, like, I'm getting audited, all right? So they're disallowing my deduction because apparently I didn't file one piece of paper correctly. If you look at the people who pay their taxes and the actual percentage, this is what gets taken out. But everyone knows that you file your taxes, in April and you get money back. Almost everybody gets money back. Not everyone does that. The richer, they get all these loopholes and all these deductions because the more money you make, the more loopholes and deductions there are. Just the way it is.
Well, that's not right.
It's not. And that's why a flat tax takes care of this. It's a fair tax. It doesn't matter, Sonny, whether you're the poorest of the poor and you make $12,000 a year or you're the richest of the rich and you make $12 billion a year. Everybody's paying the same. Or, and I think Donald Trump was talking about this, or maybe a graduated flat tax. That they do the...
In other words, people from 0 to 40,000
right.
get this flat tax, 40 to...
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Like right now, the way it stands is, this is if you're a single. So if you're 0 to 10 grand, you pay 10%. 10 grand to, I'm just estimating, 10 to 40 grand is 15%, 40 grand to 90 grand is 25, and it goes on and on. The most you can make is if you make more than $418,000 a year, it's 40%. But there should be 3 scales. I don't want quite so many categories. Like 0 to 50,000 is, I don't know, just pulling a number out of my head, 10%. 50,000 to 150,000 is 15, 20%. You know,
Right.
And then that's it. No deductions. There's no deductions. Maybe to boost the economy, maybe there's a home owner thing. So, you know, to encourage people to buy homes. Maybe there's something in there for that. And possibly, maybe there is some type of college credit if your kids are in college or something. Maybe. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. But I could see that happening, and I wouldn't have objections to that. But no more, you know, oh, well, this is an entertainment deductions. I went out and I had a meeting, and, you know, what? None of this. No more. None. Just no deductions. None. No child care credit. No, nothing. Just straight flat. And I bet you that they'd make at least the same amount of money, or if not more, in taxes, because you wouldn't have people not paying taxes.
I agree with that. But I also want to share with you the definitive example of the most ludicrous tax of all. Now, we don't have it here in Ware, but towns surrounding us do. View tax. What the fuck is view tax?
If you have a piece of property that sits on a lake or a mountain, you get a view tax.
That's ridiculous.
Yep.
I talk about porking somebody.
Yeah. I told you there are taxes up the wazoo. There's a tax for everything.
I know
Sonny,
somebody. He got a bill for what did I just say?
a view tax.
Got a view tax bill in the mail because his picture window overlooked the valley.
Yep.
So you know what he did? He went out and
Covered it up?
He went out and got plywood and he covered the entire
covered it
window
up.
and
Yeah.
told them to go screw
Yeah,
themselves.
I don't blame him. Yeah. I didn't even catch this until recently. All right. My trash bill, I have trash come pick up, and whatever I pay a month, actually I pay the year, but because I get a cheaper rate, but my trash bill, I looked at it. I now pay a hazardous waste tax on it. All of a sudden it just popped in one month. Now, every month I have to pay a hazardous waste tax. I don't put hazardous waste in my tax. I'm not like a company, but they tax everyone a hazardous waste tax. Here's another one. I got oil delivery. Do you know I have a transportation tax on my oil delivery bill now? Transportation tax.
And again, if it's a service,
It's always what's the word I'm looking for? Catch-22.
It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So my answer, and there's way smarter people than me that come up with this, but
are you sure about that?
yeah, I'm willing to admit that. I am willing to admit there are smarter people than me. I know it's hard to believe, but
I'll bet that's very painful.
It is. It hurts. It's tough for me to, well, in taxes, I'm not saying, altogether, but when it comes to taxes, there are people that are smarter than me, that can probably come up with something, and we got to force Congress to pass it, to get something done. If not, vote them out, folks, because that's how the system works. If they're not doing their job, vote them out.
We brought this up a couple of different times in shows. One of the biggest way to correct some of this stuff is to start putting time limits on our senators and our representatives.
Oh, yeah, we should have term limits.
Yeah, just like the president, because we need to have new thinking coming and going in order because as the world changes, you can't have Joe Schmo, who's almost 80 years old, still in office, who's brought up in an entirely different setting than what people are dealing with today, representing you.
Well, that doesn't bother me as much as that, like, it goes to the people that go into office and, they have an average, I'm just going to pull a number out. Say they're making, the medium, they're making $70,000 a year. All right. So they're making $70,000 a year. They go into office and now all of a sudden they're making, millions of dollars. They get a salary of $200,000. They get all their insurance paid for them. They get transportation. They get all this crap for them. And they end up owning this house. It's $4.5 million mansions.
It's not right.
It's so
if jury duty is a civil duty, then
you can't make that a civil.
You interrupted.
I'm sorry, sir.
I'm saying if you're looking at jury duty as a civil duty, then you have to look at politics not so much as civil duty, but a responsibility for the people to run and help run our government, not a way to just make billions of dollars.
I agree.
So if somebody goes in and they set it at 2 terms, what is it, 2 years for a representative?
Yeah, 2 years. Okay.
So 2 terms, you're out. If you want to run again after the next person goes in, all right, I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah.
But consecutively, no. That doesn't work, and nothing's going to change until they change that. And then you'll stop getting all these billionaires.
Well, right. I think you should make term limits. I agree.
If you're going to make the term limits on the president of the United States, then everybody
Congress
else
should be the same. I agree with that completely.
And that goes for governors. It goes for anything.
Well, who's going to vote that? They're not going to vote it. It's them. They vote it.
It needs to go on a ballot.
This is what's wrong. I know.
It has to go on a ballot.
It's never going to happen.
Well.
You can't. That's not going to happen. The other thing that's not going to happen that should. First of all, who votes their own pay raises? Congress does. They vote to give themselves pay raises. That's not right. There should be a separate commission or something that looks at that, because they shouldn't do that. And the other thing, I don't care what it is, that whatever Obamacare, Trump Care, Affordable Care Act, whatever they end up getting, that's what Congress should get. Congress should not get the Cadillac of health care. They should get whatever the government is doling out. That's what it should be. And if they don't like it, then you know what? They should make it better.
Exactly.
But never going to happen.
If you disagree with this, go to our website, fountainofthought.com, and there is a little poll, and you can cast your vote. Nobody's going to know who you are, but go to our website and let's hear what you have to say.
You can vote on how you think Trump's doing. You can vote on a couple of segments of the show, what you think of them. We'd love to hear with you, or send us an email, or by all means, give us a call at 413-612-8037. We'd like to hear.
And don't forget, if you do call the hotline, you're giving us permission to play it on a future show.
All right, folks, we're going to be right back after I take this Facebook quiz to find out my Game of Thrones character match.
They use their media to assassinate real news. They use their schools to teach children that their president is another Hitler. They use their movie stars and singers and comedy shows and award shows to repeat their narrative over and over again. And then they use their ex-president to endorse the resistance, all to make them march, make them protest, make them scream racism and sexism and xenophobia and homophobia, to smash windows, burn cars, shut down interstates and airports, bully and terrorize the law-abiding, until the only option left is for the police to do their jobs and stop the madness. And when that happens, they'll use it as an excuse for their outrage. The only way we stop this, the only way we save our country and our freedom, is to fight this violence of lies with the clenched fist of truth. I'm the National Rifle Association of America, and I'm freedom's safest place.
So what character are you?
I'm the dragon.
You're a dragon?
Yeah, I'm the dragon. Yeah.
Interested in your very own shout out? Let us know at facebook.com/Fountain of Thought, on Twitter at TalkFOT, or email us at talkfot@gmail.com. And you could be rewarded for listening.
All right, folks. Shout outs this week going to Maddie Pickering and Brandon Garcia. Hey, thanks for listening, guys.
And my shout out goes out to Kim Jong the Dong. You're a complete asshole.
The moment you've been waiting for is finally here. Yes, true or false headlines.
True or False Headlines is being powered by the Ludlow Lions Club. Do you want to make a difference and help your neighborhood? Volunteer to help today by visiting ludlowlions.org or by calling 754-900-ROAR. All right, how this works is I will read a headline, and it has some crime in it somewhere. And Sonny, you will tell me whether it's true or false, and feel free to play along as we listen to this. Man spends 90 days in jail for drywall powder.
True.
That is true. A Florida man spent 90 days in jail after police officers who stopped him for driving without his headlights on said white powder found in his car was cocaine. But Carlos Cash walked out of jail last week after lab results determined the powder in the handyman's car was actually drywall. Cash said he repeatedly told officers in Oviedo the substance was drywall, but after running a check, they found he was on probation for marijuana and cocaine charges in 2015. Cash said a K-9 alerted on his vehicle, and an officer's field test on the drywall powder was positive for cocaine. How is that possible? That does not seem possible to me. Court records show he was denied bond because he was accused of violating probation. It took nearly 3 months for the lab tests to come back, which were negative for cocaine, and cash was finally released. I smell a lawsuit coming on there.
Do you smell that?
Yeah. Can you smell what the Rock has dishing out for you? Here's the next one. Santa Claus arrested after police chase.
False.
That is true. Maine State Police say they arrested the driver of a stolen vehicle who identified himself only as Santa Claus following nearly a 50-mile chase Tuesday. Police said the chase started in Clinton after they tried to pull the driver over for a minor traffic violation. The chase reached 112 miles an hour before spike strips were deployed in Newburgh, about 30 miles away. Santa drove on busted tires for another 20 miles. How can you do that? 20 miles?
That's amazing.
What kind of car did this guy have? He was eventually identified as Christos Casares of Goffston, New Hampshire. It wasn't immediately known if the 54-year-old had a lawyer. A woman who identified herself as his mother said she hadn't spoken to him and had no comment. Casares was jailed on stolen vehicle and criminal speed charges.
Way to go making Santa Claus look bad, you dork.
All right, here's the next one. Police arrest man for supergluing 5 drones to a reindeer.
Oh, that's got to be true.
That is false.
Oh,
I made that up.
You're a prick.
Man offers to pay tax bill by offering his wife.
False.
That is false. I made that up. Good job. All right. It's another hot day in Central Florida, and let's be honest, that pool of yours is probably green, got some leaves floating in it, a little algae in it, maybe some
bugs.
Yeah, bugs, and maybe your 2-year-old, has a little
accident
chocolate bar floating around. Let no worries for you professional pool service handle all your pool needs. Serving Orange, Osceola, and Polk counties, clear your mind by clearing your pool. Give them a call today at 407-953-7926 and tell them you heard this on the Fountain of Thought. Maybe you'll get a discount.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just
discount.
Well, there goes that sponsor.
I wrote a whole new bunch of rules.
Wait, we have more rules?
No, I'm only kidding.
Oh, okay.
All right. We'll go over them again for you. We'll be playing sound clips from different Hollywood motion pictures. The object of the game is for our host to guess correctly what that movie is. There is a maximum of 5 sound clips to be played, but there could be 6. First contestant to get 3 right is the winner. Rule 1, you have the option to pass on only one sound clip for an alternate sound clip. You get that? Pass on only one.
Yeah, I can pass on only one. I got it. I got it.
Rule number 2. You have one stay of execution option. You may ask for a clue.
Got it.
Number 3. Dennis, stop cheating.
I think we should eliminate that rule because I don't cheat.
Yes,
I don't have
cheating.
to cheat.
You cheat.
No.
You cheat.
No. Shut up.
All right. So the first one to get 3 right is the winner. The loser will have to post an embarrassing picture on our website, and you are still late
because you have to give me the picture.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Can't you do anything on your own?
No, I'm completely helpless.
I got that picture from you.
I know, but I don't know where it is. I don't have it any longer. So
they thought you were.
It was probably embarrassing, so I deleted it. Hello. All right, are we spinning first?
Yeah, we'll spin first for next week.
Closer to you, you spin. Next week's topic for Sonny will be. Wait, he's going to say, turn that, I can't read it.
I can't read it.
See, I knew that was coming. Jokes. So your thing will be jokes, and my topic next week will be, or my category, Star Trek again. Woo!
Okay, your topic that you spun last week is, what is it?
Superheroes. Superheroes.
Okay, name this motion picture.
You poisonous snake.
What?
You poisonous snake.
15 seconds. Take the time to think about it.
Oh, wait a minute. Can I hear it a third time? It sounds like Christopher Reeve. Can I hear it a third time? Is that allowed?
I shouldn't allow it, but I will.
Okay.
You poisonous snake.
I need an answer.
Superman. I don't know what it is then.
Superman 2.
It was Christopher. It sounded like Christopher Reeve. Wait a minute. You should say I need more.
No, I
more
shouldn't have to.
clarification.
I don't have to
Fine.
say that.
Is that how we're playing this?
See how you cheat?
That's how we're playing this.
You keep making up rules as we go along.
Okay. Here you go. Here's yours. You ready?
All right, you primitive screwhead, listen up.
Ha!
Again.
All right, you primitive screwhead, listen up.
I'm going to have to pass.
You're going to pass.
Yeah.
Complete pass.
Complete pass.
Army of Darkness.
I love that movie.
I know. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Are you ready to accept my domination?
Never going to get this.
Give me a clue.
The title has something to do with what ticks do.
Ticks suck blood.
Maybe, yeah. They bite you. They do lots of things, but...
Can you play it one more time?
yes.
Are you ready to accept my domination?
I have no idea.
Blood-sucking freaks.
I never saw that.
That is not my problem.
God.
Is that my problem? No.
Are you ready?
I'm tired of being afraid. Afraid of war. Afraid of this goddamn suit. And how much I need it.
That is a movie I absolutely hated, even the special edition one, the director's cut, which I thought would be better. That's The Watchmen.
I thought I'd have you on that one.
Now, that was a movie that missed the mark.
It didn't just miss the mark. It was depressing. It was depressing. You walked out of the theater and you wanted to just kill yourself.
All right.
And you had to look at this big blue guy walking
Yeah, I
around
know.
with his bare ass all day.
Okay. Yeah. Ready?
Yep.
Even now we have your darling Linda soul. She suffers in torment.
You're going down.
The Evil Dead. 2.
No! I was going to X you. No.
Okay, first
no.
of all, Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 are the exact same movie.
No.
They just redid it.
No.
Yeah, is a
No.
fact. Watch
But that's
them.
not the title. No.
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 No. Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry. You snooze, you lose.
Damn it.
Well, if you hadn't smirked, I wouldn't have jumped on it. That's what smirking gets you.
Fine. We'll give you that one. Loser.
Okay, my turn.
We heard the voices. If we can hear them, we can touch them. We're gonna find out who they really are.
Can I get one more time, please?
We heard the voices. If we can hear them, we can touch them. We're gonna find out who they really are.
Excuse me, can I get a clue, please?
A clue.
I think I might know what it is, but I'm not sure.
All right, your clue is a group of superheroes.
Any chance I could hear that clue one more time? I mean, the thing one more time? Does that mean no?
We heard the voices. If we can hear them, we can touch them. We're gonna find out who they really are.
I'm going to go with Power Rangers the movie.
So what's the score now?
I have 2, you have 1.
I'm screwed.
You ready?
Yep.
Do I look like someone who cares what God thinks?
One more time.
Do I look like someone who cares what God thinks?
Just to help you along, you are out of clues and you are out of passes. Answer, please.
Legend.
Hellraiser.
Ah, shit.
My turn.
Do you even know how to kill me?
I'm going to cut your head off. See if that works.
I know this one.
Yes.
It is, wait a minute. I got to be technical. Believe the correct title is X-Men Origins Wolverine.
And that's your third correct?
That is my third correct.
The game's over.
Yeah, I win.
You suck. Somewhere along there, you cheated. I know you did. Congratulations.
So make sure that you get your picture posted so we can...
I'll send you one.
Send it to me so we can post that on the website. Folks, in case you didn't know, you go to the website and look on our photo page, and there we will post all of the embarrassing pictures of your hosts.
It's time to dig deep. That only means one thing. It's time for questions from my side.
This is being powered by Mr. Bill's Boot and Shoe Repair in Pantego, Texas. You can find them on the web at mrbills.net, and they will save your soul and gladly die for you. All right, so the first question is... Stop that. If you could replace a holiday with one of your own, what holiday would you get rid of, and what would your new holiday be? That's an interesting question. Well, I like all the major holidays. It'd have to be one of these stupid rinky-dinky ones that I don't think is a holiday, like Bunker Hill Day or, those things. Those, to me, those aren't holidays.
They're remembrance days.
Yeah, I don't.
And that's a fine line.
So I'm keeping Christmas. I'm keeping Thanksgiving. Those are my two favorites. I like Memorial Day. I like 4th of July. Easter. Let's get rid of Easter.
You can't get rid of Easter. What do you want to burn in hell?
Let's get rid of Easter.
Labor Day.
Labor Day.
It's a stupid
holiday. But you got Memorial Day and Labor Day, the opening of the summer and the closing of the summer. I kind of like those holidays.
No,
Let's get rid of the 4th of July.
You can't get rid of the 4th of July.
Columbus Day? Can I get rid of Columbus Day?
Yes, I agree.
Columbus Day.
He was from Spain anyway.
All right,
I have
so
no idea why we celebrate
Columbus Day is gone.
It's gone.
What are we replacing it with?
Bachelor Day.
Bachelor's. That's right. You want Bachelor's Day. Okay, we'll replace it with Bachelor's Day. Good one. All right, here's the next one. Which is more fake, CNN or the WWE? CNN. All right. And the last question from my sack is... Ooh, that one was deep. Behave now.
Okay.
Soft or hard ice cream?
I'd have to say hard ice cream.
Yeah, I prefer hard ice cream. Although I get in the mood for soft serve, but... as a rule, hard ice cream, I much prefer it.
Soft serve is just...
I like soft serve, and I like that shell that they can put on it. They put that coating that I like. I do like that.
It just gets so messy.
Yeah, but they put the shell on it, and it doesn't get messy anymore.
No.
Or you know what they do at Janine's, which is a local, I don't know, what do you call it?
Drive-in.
Yeah, a local drive-in here. They put, the mini marshmallows. They put the mini marshmallows in the bottom of the cone, so it doesn't leak out. It's a smart move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to say this at the end of Hollywood Rewind. I just forgot. What movie was playing at the drive-in during the movie Twister when it got destroyed?
Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
I don't know. I was thinking Twister. It's a Twister. It's a Twister. I don't know.
It was The Shining.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Sonny's pet peeve
of the week.
My pet peeve of the week is the lessened use of the words please and thank you, which was demonstrated earlier this afternoon before the show when I offered my co-host a cup of tea. And he says, sure, I'll take one. And then I purposely didn't make his cup of tea. And do you know what he did? He had the nerve to keep looking at his coaster and holding it up in front of me. And then tell me that the man at the head of the table has to get the tea.
Yeah, you got a problem with that?
Yeah, please and thank you.
Sonny, please stop it. Sonny, thank you for being an ass. You feel better now?
Welcome to the Fountain of Thought segment, where your all-omnipotent host, Dennis Fountain, ponders life events.
Okay, I got a 3-part question for you. Part A. What is the most superior art form?
Childbirth.
Really? That's an interesting answer.
Yes.
What role does art play in our lives?
It inspires us.
And can art really be judged?
They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I'm going to say yeah, because I've seen some crappy art that isn't art. Come on. Are you telling me that the crucifix in a jar of urine is art?
No, where'd you see that? That's awful.
Where have you been? That was huge. Yeah. This guy, and would you fall asleep at the wheel on that one? Yeah.
Never saw it.
Yeah, he put a crucifix in a jar of urine and he called it art. And it was in art galleries all over the place, and everyone said, no, it's art. It's art.
That is sick.
Yes. Immersion is a 1987 photography by the American artist and photographer Andre Serrano. It depicts a small plastic crucifix submerged in a glass of the artist's urine.
And what is this guy's name again?
Andre Serrano.
Well, I was about to argue with you about judging art, but you have totally convinced me. Because
I told you.
What's this guy's first name again?
Andre.
Andre, you are a disgusting asshole.
Yeah. So any final thoughts there, Sonny Rain?
What does it mean when your armpits cry stinky tears?
It means that you need to have more deodorant.
No. Was it a couple of weeks ago we did the show on online dating?
Yes.
Yes. Well, I came across something interesting about eHarmony.
Yeah.
An actual, it was a dating experience.
Yeah.
And I wanted to share that with you.
Okay, cool.
So we started communicating via Telegram, and when we met for the first time, I knew it. The chemistry was instant. We just get along and know each other so well. It's like
finish each other's sentences.
We love frisbee golf.
You know the floor food? This is like a frisbee, and then you throw, and then you go into hole. And then we play hot hand. You know hot hand?
People say online dating sites are bad, but I would have never met this warm and sensitive teddy bear.
Thank you, guys. Okay. Hey, you hit me too hard,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I do it. No, don't do that. You talk a lot, you go, hey, blah, 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 and then he's a blah, 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 blah.
I just thought, some people might have a hard time understanding you.
You saying I'm a bad English person speaker, you know that one? I am 5-year champion spelling bee of North Korea, you know that? Hey.
Kim.
Thanks for sharing that. Kim
Jong, the Ding Dog, here on the Fountain of Thought show.
I didn't
reminding you, you're an asshole.
Didn't know he went on Match.
That was eHarmony.
Oh, sorry. I didn't know he went on eHarmony. Maybe he should go on Match. It might be better for him.
Well, that's it. That's all I
got. That's it? That's all you got?
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Please leave your opinions, your thoughts, your comments on our voicemail line. It's 413-612-8037. Reminding everyone to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Fountain of Thought. Follow us on Twitter at TalkFOT. And don't forget to visit our website at Fountain of Thought for past and future episodes. And remember, everyone, be a fountain, not a drain.
You're an invertebrate scum sucker whose moral dipstick's about 2 drops short of bone dry.